We are excited. This summer is going to be great. We've got some fun things coming up. We also wanted to give a little bit of an update. As you've maybe noticed, we've been experiencing some growth as a community. Some of the days we're in here, this place is packed. And if this room is packed, that only means that Restoration Kids is bursting at the seams. And so as we're experiencing this exciting season as a church, we wanted to lean in with some loving encouragement for those of you who maybe have a heart for the next generation. And so I wanted to share a quick update with you about Restoration Kids and students. And here's the deal. If you come in and drop your kids off on an average Sunday, you're probably experiencing a pretty cool thing. Your kids come home talking about Jesus, excited to tell you about what they're learning. But the reality is that as amazing as our Restoration Kids leaders are, we are extremely understaffed in that team. Most of the leaders in that room, in those kids' rooms, have been serving consistently over the last 2 years since we reopened our indoor gatherings. And so some of them are just experiencing the beauty and the joy of what God's doing as the ministry grows, but we are also needing some help. We're needing some new people to jump in to invest in the lives of our young people. Out of the 22 people that have got baptized here at Restoration Church over the last year, 9 of them were kids or students, which is pretty incredible. The Spirit is moving in the lives of our young people. We also have Restoration Kids Camp coming up in 3 weeks, which is a powerful moment where we are able to experience families from outside of our community come, get connected. It's always just a really fun time for all of our kids. And here's the why. Here's the reason why we put disproportionately more energy into investing in the next generation here. It's because according to a Barna research study, 94% of adults, they did a huge survey, 94% of adults who are Christians say that they made that decision before they turned 18. And so that is not a new statistic. That is decades and decades a pattern. As you know, church nerds like me have been studying this, that there is something important about the youth. There's something important about a young heart that is open, that is ready to receive God. And so we want to be the kind of community that nurtures, that pours into, that is grounding them with a faith that doesn't have to be undone as they grow up, but is grounding them in a faith that is preparing them for the world, that is preparing them to change the world and to reach their friends, their classmates for Jesus. And so that is why we do the amazing things we do, like Restoration Kids and Restoration Students and camps and all these fun things. And so here's some of the current realities. Like I said, our kids team is amazing, but we are looking to expand and have a 50% growth in our Restoration Kids teams by the end of August. That's something that, as one of the pastors of this community, I want to lovingly lean in to any of you if you've not found your serving role yet, or maybe if you're serving but you're like, I feel like I can do more. I feel like I can embrace the posture of Jesus, who called little ones close to him so that he can bless them. Maybe God would be tapping on your heart to serve, to jump in, to serve in that capacity. Like I said, some of these leaders are doing such an incredible job. We simply need more of them. And we're building more spaces over in our kids' room so that we can launch a new 2nd and 3rd grade room. And then we want to get our 2-year-olds environment up and running again so that we're operating at full capacity in Restoration Kids. So, church, that is going to require a lot of us. So if you are interested in taking a next step, here's the next steps that every single one of us can play a part in some way. The first is I want to invite you to pray about it. Pray if God is maybe nudging you to get involved. Maybe you're not a kid person. Maybe you are good with technology. You can help us check kids in. Maybe you can help throughout the week preparing lesson plans, cutting out materials and things. There's tons of ways that you can get involved, and we would love to empower you to do that. We also would love to invite you to pray for our existing leaders and to pray for those future leaders who God is going to invite into this ministry. And then, of course, pray for our kids, pray for our students. So many of them have gone through an incredible couple of years. Many of them have been through school and changes and having to catch up grades and navigating through a global pandemic. I mean, none of us have gone through that as kids. But we are in a very beautiful position as a church to invest in them, to pour into them, and there's never been a better time to invest boldly in the souls of our young people. So that is my spiel. That is what I am inviting you into. And let me just say one last thing. It's not just because we need it, because kids need it, but you also need it. Those of us, if we're not in and around kids, there is something that God does in our own heart when we experience faith, when we experience God's love through their eyes. So it's transformational to us as well, to place ourselves in a space where we're being inspired and met by the Holy Spirit through kids.